Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Warlord.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining.
Was it a one position bristle or like an offline
5
bristle?
seconds
Ice bristle.
remaining.
They had
Okay.
a Rappy versus. Well, we're not
Radiant
gonna see
team
anymore because
pick.
I think that's gonna be Ice Zero. But in that game, it was Bristleback versus Abaddon, and Abaddon just got absolutely dumpstered in the.
That's an interesting strategy. I don't think very many teams have been considering it too much. I know one position Bristleback has been seeing somewhat of a return, but yeah, specifically against an Abaddon, I like that. You know, definitely a hero that does not care too much about Aphotic Shield. Yeah, you'll be able to purge off one of the goos, but many more goos will come afterwards. So yeah, it's an interesting strategy. But no, not this game. Instead, Faceless goes straight for a Troll Warlord pick right off the bat. Now, is this Jabs' hero or Black's hero?
They've been playing with both,
Reserve
and I think
Okay.
that's the strength is the flexibility. It doesn't really limit them to any particular lane. I imagine with the Magnus pickup, you will pick up a melee core
Radiant team
that could
ban.
benefit from the Empower. So the first hero I'm looking to ban it if I'm on the Clutch Gamer side is the Slark. The Black Slark is one of his more
yeah.
reliable cores. It's a melee that could take out Empower. You could dominate the mid game with the Shadow
10
Blade and
seconds
still have the
remaining.
late game fallback with the Empower farm.
Yeah, and a hero that does not really
Dire
care too
team
much
ban.
about Abaddon. He cannot get rid of Pounce, and if you are in borrowed time, then you're just going to give Black a bunch of essence chips.
Right. Very good against the Rubik too.
Yeah. Yeah, I would like that pick. Though one may contend that it's very rare to see 3 core picks as the first 3 out of 5 picks in your draft, but I don't think Faceless has ever really, I don't think their weak spot has ever really been drafting, per se. It's just, I really still don't know how to like diagnose what happened in game 1, aside from what you said, where Faceless just is a team that's shown time and time again to thrive on enemy mistakes, and one of the reasons why they don't really find too much success on international lands, or one of the reasons why they do find success specifically in this region, is just because, you know, teams are more prone to making mistakes in kind of these low stakes environments in this region. But Clutch Gamers have basically
10 seconds remaining.
I after game 1, I mean, I'll have to wait until the full series completes, but if they win this series, I'm definitely like in my SEA power ranking, Clutch Gamers will be number 1.
Radiant team pick.
Yeah, it
10
is.
seconds remaining.
I mean, and TNC in the meantime, I mean, they got
5
4th
seconds
in
remaining.
Dota Summit 7. They got 2nd in the Philippine qualifier against Clutch Gamers, and
Reserve time.
Epicenter they've already lost to Happy Feet. So TNC have not been having nearly as good of a month as Clutch Gamers. Yeah, I guess, but again, like Ogre Magi has no issues being useful in the late game. He's an exceptional scaling support. It's just that early game he's not doing very much. All the roamers these days are able to get so much more done. They have so much more like speed and ways of keeping enemies crowd controlled. Whereas Fire Blast is terrible. Ignite is not enough of a slow. Ogre Magi, if you were going to run him, he basically just needs to be like pulling almost and zoning out the offlaner with just pure right clicks, because if you have him doing stuff in the early game like moving around from lane to lane, he's going to fall behind and he's not going to be very useful in the mid to late game.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds
Clockwork.
remaining.
Disruptor.
Radiant team pick.
Mm-hmm.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Right.
Bristleback.
Dire team ban.
Well, Faceless, you don't know if this troll is mid or safe lane, like you said. Jabs and Black both have history playing the hero. I can't actually say I've seen too much mid Bristle. Have you been seeing mid Bristle? Oh yeah, I think it was Weeha. Yeah. I do vaguely recall that, yeah. And yet again, Clutch Gamers have a lot of heroes that can enable a somewhat unconventional pick like that, and with a Baden like Aphotic Shield on a Bristleback, as it is, Bristleback is extremely tanky. You allow him to absorb another 300 or 200 damage, and like Faceless don't have the damage to be able to deal with that. Faceless don't have the heroes to be able to deal with that. Hell, Bristleback can sit inside of a kinetic field static storm and just not care about any of it.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Yeah, Earthshaker's been seen more and more, and I'm seeing it to mixed success. Like, I'm not really considering him to be, like, you know, all of a sudden there's this great synergy just emerged. I mean, at the very minimum, in theory, you can put down a fissure, and if you miss it, then Rubik can just, like, plop him down on the other side of the fissure, but you have to spend 2 spells in what should have been done in just 1 spell. But yeah, it's some possibility if Rubik and Earthshaker do start roaming around, which last game we saw the Rubik and the Nyx Assassin doing that strategy, and this game Clutch Gamers first banned the Nyx Assassin, and now I'm pretty sure it's going to be a carry Bristle and a mid Venomancer.
Ten seconds remaining.
Hey, staying alive as Veno is always a challenge.
5 seconds
Perhaps,
remaining.
maybe, you know, like, you can't make big plays as a Veno, but the biggest play is not having a 13 death score at the end of the game. I mean, even if you're mid, the hero still gets challenged pretty easily in the mid to late game, unless if you get farmed out of control, which Armel is definitely, like, in the lobby, one of the, I guess, Fly Solo's drafting, but in the lobby, one of the Clutch Gamers was like, you know, hold on a second, our drafter is smoking. And, you know, I'm sure that's just like a habit in general, but after a game like Game 1, you gotta be like, yeah, that's the stuff right there.
So I believe the last time we watched Armel Venomancer, you were in the game, casting with me. It was versus Cuckoo's Mid Juggernaut. And
Yeah.
one thing we call
He was not Blade Fury.
he was not Blade Fearing the Venomancer and the Venomancer Gale. And let me tell you, Storm Spirit does not have a Blade Fury pre 6. So if Armel ever lands a Gale, he maxes Sting and Gale. This Storm is gonna have a rough time.
Yeah, and Storm Spirit's not a very fast hero. He's inherently low move speed because he's balanced around having Ball Lightning. I think he's either 285 or something like that. He's very slow, and so it's difficult to be able to dodge a Gale. And Armel showed time and time again that he can definitely land it, even at max range. And Storm Spirit, other advantage is that he has a lot of armor, but armor does not matter against magic damage, which is the matchup that I gave Game 1 when they picked the DK, and now yet again Game 2. Armor is going to be somewhat useful against the Bristleback, but not useful really against any of Clutch Gamers' heroes. And yes, there is only one real reliable stun with Telekinesis, but Telekinesis will easily be able to set up a Fissure, easily be able to set up time for an Enchant Remnant or an Echo Slam, and after that, you're just going to get blown up by the rest of Clutch Gamers' team.
I mean, I think on paper, Storm is actually a very strong pick here, simply by the point you pointed out that Clutch Gamer don't really have the best disables. But for me, is Storm gonna make it okay into level 6, like without getting killed 8 times?
Right. Yeah.
Because I just think this Venomancer Storm matchup in the mid lane is just not very favorable to Storm. And let's not forget that Venomancer is one of those heroes, because he has a 30% EXP talent at 10. He is gonna Midas, he is gonna take that talent, and he's gonna hit 25 in like, I don't know, 25 to 30 minutes. He gets so rich that he can just afford a Hex in the mid to late game. So there are gonna be ways for Armel and the rest of Clutch Gamers to itemize against the Storm Spirit, but I think we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, because let's see how the laning stage is gonna proceed. Mid lane, both people are gonna break each other's smoke. Wambuliala.
They both see wards in each other's inventory and they're like, well, I'll see you next time. At least, assuming that Faceless learned their lesson from Game 1, I hope that the Ogre Magi and Disruptor spend some time bothering Venomancer, because Venomancer is not a very, like we said, staying alive is a challenge on Venomancer.
Right.
And that's true all game long. Laning phase, mid game, technically maybe not late game if Armel gets out of control, but you don't want him to reach that point. Bully him early on. He's basically like a Shadow Fiend. Yeah, sometimes if you leave him alone, he's going to deal a lot of damage.
But he took Fire Blast. Is that the bully spell you want?
I mean, XY doesn't even have an Orb of Venom, so he's not interested in bullying, and that's why I don't like these Faceless Ogres.
Yeah. I mean, you know, had he had Orb of Venom, and had he had Ignite, or let's say Bloodlust, I think the bullying game plan also is really predicated upon the fact that you get a good block off. Shaker could just block the mid lane if he wants, but looks like he is more focused on making sure that the Abaddon has a good lane. So boom back.
The battle begins.
All right. The
Like
Girth
a girth?
is too big. The Girth is too big.
That is true. It's not accurate. There you go. Something like this. Yeah.
Perfect.
Look at that.
This is like the double the Girth.
Sorry, I thought he had a refresher orb.
That's not what Refresher Orb does, but okay. Alright, mid lane here. We are gonna...
Wow, Ice is straight cutting the wave right off the top, but Gabby doesn't really care.
Is Ice gonna like farm Ancients with this? He can, like,
I don't know if he'll go to the Ancient. He can go for one of the camps. I think Ancients will kill these creeps too quickly.
Okay, or
But,
just,
this is the...
take it between.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah, that's the play. This way. Yeah, in a 1v1 situation, Magnus is definitely going to have a real unpleasant time against a Bristleback. But at the same time, Bristleback is like doing the same thing, so they basically traded. He led the creep wave into his enemy wave, and same thing as Ice did. And so once the creep equilibrium is reestablished, Bristleback is going to have a fine time. And XY is actually trying to bully mid, but he does not have the resources to do this. Armel is completely unconcerned. 5-1 against Storm Spirits 4-1, and now 5-2. So what was the purpose of Fire Blast Windlace at level 1?
Not sure. Maybe he understands that even if he did get the Orb of Venom and Ignite, a single Gale from Armel just says, okay, you know, you're not gonna come in.
That's true, but that's fine, because Gale at level 1 isn't really that much damage, especially on an Ogre Magi, so if you force out basically half of Venomancer's mana pool on the support and not on the mid, see now Armel's going in on jabs.
Oh, I don't know. wait, just kidding.
How about with
Boomback
this?
coming in from the back line. Armel drops super low, and I like the fact that Boomback didn't even spend mana fissure here, because there's no point.
I agree.
Salve's gonna get cancelled.
Cancelled. Okay.
Good stuff here by Jabs. Definitely not like shown that hey he's gonna get punished by Armel here.
Ace turn on XY. The nice fissure block. They're going in deep.
Go on him. Yeah, this could be a kill. It could be first one. Armel is gonna pop up. Yeah, another Gale jab.
He has stick.
Wait, just kidding. Armel.
The stick. Well.
Okay,
I mean,
I just want to say, if video editors out there want to make an Armel fan highlight
montage,
montage, you could just look at the 4 games that he played against Faceless today. There is enough clips for like at least a 5 to 7 minute long video. There was some Yafish Shadow Fiend there. There was some
Sumail Storm Spirit, some maybe Venomancer.
Sure. I was gonna
got
say
it all.
I was gonna say Blitzstorm, but I guess.
Oh, Blitzstorm?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Sumail Storm is known for recovering exceptionally well, but he did not need to recover. He just...
Blitzstorm is known for the only hero he could play, so I just want to give him some credit.
True. Yeah, Armel is doing exceptional. That was, I mean, it was a good attempt. You had the haste rune. It was... I guess it came down to the fact that Armel had stick charges, which, you know, you can see that on his inventory. You can see how many it has. It's now bot lane. They're trying to go on Magnus with the fissure block. Telekinesis is available.
Back here, and now
trying to block the skewer.
To the
nice
left
block, actually. But not enough.
Unable to finish the kill. I did also see a Gale land on jabs. He's up down to about half HP. But Ogre is also hanging around.
Yeah, but he's still level 1. Still has only Fire Blast.
It's fine.
Is it, though?
I'm not sure what it is.
He's going in. He's going in on jabs. Fire Blast connects into the Vortex.
TP's gonna come through. He's gonna pop that stick and go. It's fine. Oh, he
See,
finds
now...
a regen rune. Oh, yeah.
Oh, fissure block into telekinesis. That's what I'm talking about. Lift him over. Where's the Fable?
Did not come through, but they get the kill. Armel's gonna
kill. And Armel's gonna get this regen rune anyway. It was an attempt. And I mean, the downside is that Javs has gotten a very early point in Vortex, and a lot of Storm Spirits like to skip it until later on.
Right.
And so, I mean, they skip it because they are going to get dominated in lane if they don't have enough points in Remnant to discourage aggressive movements. And I mean, the way Venomancer plays is, yeah, he's going to put a Gale on you, he's going to continue walking all the way up to your high ground, and if he's getting discouraged by Remnants, then maybe he'll back off, but Vortex is only picked up if you can get kills. XY has managed to hit level 2 off that Rubik dying, but I think the window to do anything against Armel has ended. He's level 5 right now, 3 points in the Gale.
Yeah, I mean, if Armel was really worried, he would be picking up, like, infused raindrops and stuff, right? Like,
right, exactly.
He feels safe enough where he will survive this. With that said, though, I think one of the things we mentioned is whether Jabs will do okay till level 6. Like, he's not farming the best, but he is, like, staying competitive with the Venomancer. I say that, though. Here comes the Fissure, here comes the Gale, and they have to live as well. Jabs, unfortunately, casts his curse. We'll go down here.
Although, meanwhile, Ice manages to get a solo kill on Bristleback, and that is not an easy kill. I have no idea how he managed that. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
H-A-O. How?
How does he do it? He must have had stick charges out the ass or something. But, yeah, successfully gets a solo kill on Gabby Bristleback manages to hit level 6 before the Bristleback, so Ice 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 doing Ice 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 things, and he...
What the hell is Boombax doing right now?
I'm not particularly sure.
He is on the next level journey.
I think because they saw Ice 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 was really low, and then he's like...
Yeah, okay, you're right. It's gonna try to take
gonna
this
steal
route.
regen. I mean, Bristleback...
He might die for this.
Yeah, he's gonna die for this.
I'm gonna say not worth on that one.
Get the space created though, right? Except Fly Solo is not really in good shape himself. He could cliff XY, okay.
Oh
XY
yeah, he
off.
was walking tears. Like, yeah, come Top lane, Rappy in a lot of trouble. He bash coming out from Black and gets the kill. I want to say today, this is the 3rd time that Black played against an Abaddon in the off lane. And every single time he has shown that, hey, this is the matchup I can win, and he's been winning it every single time. Because once you get to phase beats, like, you just walk up to the Abaddon and there's nothing he can do. So, you know, all things considered, apart from the mid lane that Armel's making some decent plays at, Faceless is winning 2 out of the 3 lanes.
Yeah, that kill on Bristleback is definitely critical. It's kind of expected for an Abaddon to kind of have an unpleasant time because Disruptor has been spending all of his time in the top lane. Disruptor has not been roaming around at all. That's all been on Ogre Magi's part, and so it's not the easiest lane for an Abaddon, especially like you said, once phase boots is completed on the troll, it definitely makes it that much harder. So the main thing is that Gabby was, somehow died. He's working on a Vanguard on this Bristleback. Probably the right call, especially against a Troll Warlord and a Storm Spirit for that matter. So he's going to be pretty tanky, especially like we said with that aphotic shield combination. So right now, whenever Clutch Gamers are looking to start making moves, is likely going to be on whenever Armel starts completing a few items.
Right. But I think he's going to be few and far in between, right? Storm also hits level 6, so he really shouldn't die anymore. So I think for the next couple of minutes, Clutch Gamer is going to be mostly playing on the defensive.
Oh,
and now
Rappy.
they will find Rappy in the jungle.
It turns to daytime.
Glimpse, level 2 glimpse. Alright, they pull him back. But here comes the stone jump from a mile away.
Ooh.
Jabs gets the kill. The fissure. A little
He's
bit
all
late.
out of mana now.
Well, there's nobody else coming, so.
Tower is under attack.
Yeah.
In fact, he steals the rune, so just fine.
He must have, like, been in the fountain, TP'd to the shrine, and then gone from there, because that was a long jump.
Yeah.
But it works.
Or
Got a kill.
1 ultimate, that was a long jump.
Exactly. Although, they're not going to be able to push this tower. Boombax was in the right spot, being able to discourage this, and Battle Trance is just going to be used to farm up a few neutrals.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Armel's going to have this Midas completed in about 150 more gold, and holy moly, that is a fat Radiant stack. Bristleback is going to have a grand old time taking that. Are they going to be able to get a 4th? I don't think you can get the 4th. Yeah, no, they don't get the 4th.
Oh, here we go. Spin around and pole position, I guess.
Yeah, he's got Vanguard completed.
You know, those life regen in Chip Prowler, dude, they are messing this up pretty hard right now.
That is true, actually. And he gets rooted as well. Oh, and he loses the armor. Uh-oh.
Shrine's already down. He's got the Vanguard,
Yeah.
so it helps, but...
I mean, there are like 5 Quill Spray stacks, so it should start going a little bit faster.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah.
tower is under attack.
This is
Alright,
where,
so-
as a support player, you just edge closer and be like,
Right.
I'm just passing
And you're just
through.
like, no, I'm just protecting you. I'm definitely not stealing
He
experience.
needs
I don't know what
protection
you're
right
talking
now.
about.
He's about to die.
Yeah, exactly.
Is he gonna die?
But and it's all the big creeps left also. So you let the like Boombax is like, oh, you need some help, buddy? You need me to take this last hit for you?
Yeah.
No? Okay.
He needs the help, really.
He does.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Storm's still gonna pick up a DD rune. Midas has been completed on Armel, and it looks like they want to make moves, seeing as how Poison Nova is now up and running. Although, Faceless are playing very safe. They know that Venomancer will only leave mid if he's up to no good.
Dire's top tower
Well,
is
he could be
under attack.
jungling, but
That's true,
they
actually.
correctly assessed that probably that's not the case. One thing I've noticed about Black's play today, I think he dodged pretty much every single gank that was sent to him. So that is, especially in a long day where you play 3 best of 3, to
Yeah.
have that kind of awareness is like really impressive. Okay, failed gank here by Clutch Gamer, and again I want to stress the fact that Clutch Gamer is behind right now. They have a lineup walking into the mid game that lacks catch for both the Storm and the Troll Warlord. They are underfarmed. Apart from Armel, I think they need to start making some comeback, starting off with Blueback farming his Arcane and Blink.
Well, they lack catch, but the way that Bristleback is building, it doesn't seem like they're interested in going aggressive. Like, he has his Vanguard completed, he's going for the Hood next. This is a very defensively oriented, it's not like a Sage and Yasha, or an Armlet, or a Solar Crest, or anything like that on the Bristleback. So, they've kind of accepted the fact that their catch is subpar, at least before you get Blink Daggers on Rubik or Earthshaker, and they're just gonna, oh man, he shows himself in the bot lane. Immediately TP's out, yeah.
So I guess you're right. This is going to be two very different playstyle of team fights, right? Where Faceless is trying to burst you down with one big combo. RP into Static Storm, into Storm zipping in. Whereas I think Clutch Gamer is going for the complete opposite. They're going to try to outlast you with Venomancer Ultimate, as well as the Close Break constantly stacking up. So let's see which one reigns supreme team fight style.
Yo, what up with this Helm of the Dominator Magnus?
Yeah, man.
Is this an Ice 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 special?
I mean, he loves this item, and he's really good
He
at
does
microing.
love this item.
Yeah, he's really good at microing.
That's why I was so sad whenever the item fell off the face of the earth, and I thought that everyone would stop building it, because during its heyday, Ice 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 was building it on like literally every single offlaner he got his hands on. Yeah, Enigmas, that's right.
Like,
it was beautiful. Oh, mid lane.
Armel, but grabs the base. Twilight Storm gonna be on top of Armel as well. He's gonna probably go down here. Yeah, he's definitely dead. Jabs making the zip, and he's now gonna go back out. The glimpse back away. Rabbi's out of here as well, spending the one-man RP just for the Storm.
Oh, Jabs!
Power gonna get dodged here. Jabs is gonna be fine.
Oh, Willie! Wow.
All right, but still though, great fight here for Faceless. They did expend a lot of their AoE ultimates, but they kill, you know, 1 core and 2 supports.
You can spend all the cooldowns you want. It's not like Clutch Gamer is going to be like, oh, RP's down, we can finally do stuff. Exactly. They're not going to do stuff for a long time, no matter what cooldowns you spend. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, they can take this tower, but this tower is practically dead, just compliments of Armel. They spell steal Bloodlust, okay.
Big tower pulsating with Bloodlust.
It is pulsing.
Gabby does not
They're gonna take it. Oh, almost denied.
Has fallen.
So
they're actually looking to invade.
Again, going back to this Helm of Dominator for Magnus, I wonder if Echo Saber is just better, like as a farming tool.
Well, it depends on how he wants to build, because like if it's just for sustain, just for like the HP regen, then I can agree with it. If he wants to deal damage, then yeah, I definitely think like a lot of people have been doing Echo Saber, Armlet, sometimes Mask of Madness, stuff like that. Right. I'm pretty sure ISSS is going for like a utility style build, and so he's got the Helm of the Dominator completed, he's going for the Blink Dagger next, which he's going to have completed very soon. ISSS is getting a lot done. He's nearly as farmed as the mid Venomancer, and that's with a Midas on Venom, so yeah, ISSS is having an exceptional game. After the Blink Dagger, honestly, he can even go for Greaves. He has this Arcane Boots, and I feel like a Greaves would be really useful on the side of Faceless. The amount of sustain that it'll give against all this Venomancer DOT could be valuable. It's not a common pickup on a Magnus, but, you know.
Yeah, I think that's actually an interesting idea. Although I think seeing how he generally builds it after that, he generally prefers something like a Shadow Blade into a Silver Edge, which against a Bristleback,
yeah,
that is a invaluable tool. So, although I guess like your Ogre could build a Greaves down the line. Yeah, he's got the mech queue up, so.
Oh, that's true. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Greaves definitely is going to have a lot of value this game.
Is he going for a solo kill with this troll?
I don't think he can get it.
I mean, we would have said the same earlier.
That's true.
Can Magnus solo kill Orisa?
Both teams have a lot of attention on the top lane, smoke up by Faceless. They look like they want to go on Venomancer, as they know Venomancer is all alone right now, and they actually see 3 heroes on the top lane, and so, yeah, Veno is easy pickings. Don't get the read. So again, 4-step completed.
Jabs. Oh,
still running.
Okay.
Jabs is all out of mana now.
Push him back. Yep, they have the Aphotic Shield to keep him alive as well. Jabs is going to port back out, so he's fine. But that was a 4-man smoke gang, just to play a deep ward, which I guess is nice, but, you know.
It's okay, you made space for Ice Ice Ice.
Right.
He took down this tier.
The net? The Echo Slam's gonna be there to glimpse him back right into the skewer, but now here comes Ice Ice Ice. Oh, it looks like that Gale.
Gale didn't connect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be it. I want to say those like messed up ganks though, I think technically is in the favor of clutch gamers because they need a lot of time to extend this game to farm their items.
Yeah, but thankfully it wasn't a heavy commitment. Yeah, it was a smoke, but it wasn't like you had to spend like important cooldowns besides Static Storm, which, you know, it's a 45-second cooldown remaining. It's not that big of a deal.
True. And
besides that, like Magnus was pushing the bot lane, Troll was farming the jungle, or actually, was Troll in that gank in the mid lane?
I think he was there, but he mostly just farmed because it wasn't really up to him whether they get the kill or not.
Right, so it was mainly just the Disruptor and the Storm. It's a setback, but nothing too expensive as, you know, Ice 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 is still keeping the pace with Venomancer, and that's my main benchmark for how Faceless are spending their time.
Okay.
Radiant's top tower.
Well, checking out on Storm's farm, he's definitely nowhere near as farm as how Armel was at this stage last game, but it was actually, you know, decently close to the Bloodstone. I would say this is more or less like a standard timing.
Yeah, definitely. And he'll be able to get a lot done with it. Now, what he goes for after the Bloodstone will be curious, because he doesn't really need a Linken's unless if he's very concerned about telekinesis, but like Rubik has 1k net worth. I don't think he's going to need to be concerned about the telekinesis for very long. And then besides that, I think you need armor, so I mean, Shiva's wouldn't be bad on the Storm Spirit.
I mean, what about the tried and true Orchid?
Well, so that's the idea, but like, who is he going to silence? The Venomancer is going to have Aphotic Shield to recover. Abaddon himself can borrow time it off.
Okay, I can see that, yeah.
I feel like it may be tricky to fit an Orchid into this build, or against this team, rather.
I just think that against heroes like Rubik and Shaker, like having an Orchid on your arsenal is just really nice. Maybe like, I mean, Rapid can't always Aphotic Shield everybody, right? Like,
right.
Now that switched up his locale on the bottom side of the map.
This tower is pretty low though. They can keep pushing it, and Armel's gonna back out.
Yeah, he ain't about this life. In fact, are they thinking about going to push?
That would have been a good read.
Medallion, they got blue, right?
Yeah, this is gonna be pretty quick, but the problem is the tower bot lane does not have very much HP, and they're backing off immediately.
Yeah, it's not that quick. They can actually make a rotation. I think it's past the scouted out. They do ping it. Storm Spirit, of course, can't make the jump. But the RP man, critically, the RP man is not here.
Yeah, and they have this Radiant Ward, so they know that Disruptor's in the position
jumping
they're going
in, but they got
the
a fissure
steal.
trap. Tried to, but they do lift him up, and in fact, Blink
Storm?
Echo Slam, it's not going to be good enough. Jab jumps back out. Now, fly solo. Nothing happened. Nobody dies.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Ice 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 didn't TP. I felt that, at the very least, if Ice 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 TP'd, or if he didn't show himself, then immediately Clutch Gamers would have felt a little bit skeptical about continuing it. But he showed himself, he successfully got the bot tower pushed down, but if Jabs was gonna go in like that, then you need to give him like a better opportunity to actually get something done. Yeah. He didn't die, thankfully, but still.
I mean, Boombax had the right idea, right? He knew the Storm was gonna try to make the play, so he stood here and try to do the fissure.
Yeah, now I'm starting to wonder if Ice 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 should have gone for something like an Echo Saber. He has a Shadow Blade queued up, or actually no, he completed on the Courier right now. And so, I mean, the initiation is great. The Shadow Blade probably isn't even necessary right now at 20 minutes in, but, you know, it helps out the damage. He'll most likely complete that into a Silver Edge as well to break the Bristleback, as we mentioned.
I would say the Silver Edge is so important in this game that even though the Shadow Blade itself isn't, like, super necessary right now, you just want Silver Edge ASAP. Not just for the Bristleback. You could also use it on Abaddon. If you break him,
it's true.
He cannot passively activate Borrow Time. So if you break him and like you jump on top of him with Orchid and everything else, he will just die and he can't pop his ult. I mean, sorry, he can manually activate the ult. He can't passively
Well, not if he's silenced though, which it
Correct.
does look like the Storm Spirit is going to be going for that Orchid. So I guess that may be the strategy that they have in mind, because, you know, more often than not, Abaddon is a fantastic counter against Magnus, because as soon as an RP comes in, the Abaddon can just borrow time, wipe the stun off of himself, put Aphotic Shield on his core, and then all of a sudden 2 heroes are no longer affected by such a massive ultimate stun.
I mean, Abaddon always plays like they have the biggest D on the map. They sit in the front thinking they're hot shit, right? And then you just walk up, break him, silence him, and he's dead. Definitely a very strong counter to Abaddon's.
And Ice just cares about farming. He's had RP off cooldown. Dude is level 16 right now, and not really too interested about teamfighting, even though we said that Faceless are the ones that can, like, spend ultimates without any concern about retaliation from Clutch Gamers. There's no real reason to, because if you can continue outpacing Clutch Gamers at their own game, then you're definitely going to win team fights.
Yeah, they are winning the network game steadily as the minute progresses on. Perhaps this is the way to beat Clutch.
Yeah, Black has a BKB completed now, so he doesn't even care about Venomancer. All his net worth that Venomancer has accumulated is not really going to affect Faceless's 1 position.
Right. RP man in position. He sees a couple of these heroes. Does not have the backup.
There's no follow-up. Yeah. Troll's pushing out mid now. At most, Ice may be able to get a few TP cancels.
Depends if they're TP in sight or not. But Rubik will be in position here as well. How is Rappy doing? It looks like he's going to be going for a recovery Hanamitis. Where the hell is Rappy's farm?
Go for me.
Yeah.
I know he had a tough lane versus Troll, but this is...
I mean, he went for the Vlad's first item. Like we said, Clutch Gamers want to go pure sustain. They finished off the Hood and the Vanguard and the Bristleback and a Solar Crest on top of that. This Aegis is basically just a farming Aegis. Abaddon went for the Vlads first, and now that the game is slowed down, he's like, okay, well, I guess I can go back to the Midas. Seeing as how Faceless are not actually going aggressive, so... Yeah, Faceless are reacting well.
It's just usually that you have... They're ganking a creeper. It's just that...
Dominating.
It's just that you have Vlad and Midas normally finish around like 20 minutes. And he is just well behind the curve right now.
I mean, same thing with Bristleback. Like, he is significantly far behind Troll Warlord right now. He had all these ancient stacks, and they haven't been fighting, and Bristleback can farm pretty well when they're not fighting. Now, Shadowblade on Magnus.
Okay, skewer Rapid Back, or cancel some TPs.
Yeah. Nuts is baiting.
Yeah. No detection whatsoever.
Shadowblade times out.
Wait. Okay, skewer away. It's gonna try to TP. Meanwhile, Boomback from the bottom line.
He has no RP.
Finds a Black kill. They actually just get the kill on Ice. I think Black just died on the bottom. I'm not sure what he used.
Yeah, what the hell?
He used this 10-second BKB and he still died. Jab's gonna try to pour it out. He'll make it home. XY is completely stuck. What just happened is suddenly it's going to Clutch Gamer on the high ground. Jabs is in here, but he's expending a lot of his manifold just trying to clear out the creep wave. He will never die. But I think critically, Faceless just made a pretty big mistake. That's going to give away a lot of their lead.
Rubik stole Battle Trance, so they can push this top tier 3 like super hard if they want.
Yeah, they also have Curse of Avernus. They jump in.
That does not do very much damage to Rappy at all.
I think you just want to kill up the creep wave to make sure they have backdoor protection, which is not triggering. Blends back on Gabby. Okay,
Body Shield, this dude is so tanky.
Yeah.
This Vlad's lifesteal, the Vanguard block, the evasion from the Solar Crest, and the Hood spell reduction, that is so much sustain. How did Black die? Okay, so to be fair, Earthshaker did most likely reveal his Blink Dagger there.
Right. No, he had Blink already. Like, he had Blink in this Roach fight. Remember he Blink echoed the storm?
He did?
Yeah, he fissure, right? And then he Blink
yeah, you're right. Wait, so then what the hell? How does a 10-second BKB Troll Warlord die to that? Because Poison Nova wasn't even used.
I'm not sure. I wonder if... Because Black earlier, he died today when he had BKB, but his TP score was in backpack. Like, because I think he could just BKB TP out of anything, right?
Yeah.
This lineup.
Yeah.
So, He must have gotten chain stunned and then activated the PKB when he was really low, and then just got right click down. Oh, you know what? The one thing that might have happened is that BKB does not dispel Venomancer Gale's slow. So maybe they got a Gale on him and they just like kind of ran him down.
Yeah, but he can still TP out of that.
True. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I
mean, the Magnus situation up in the top lane at the same time was like equally kind of misplayed, I guess is the best way I could put it by Faceless, because like they had the Shadow Blade on Magnus, it was timing out, and then after like the duration was lowering, Nuts Disruptor was like, okay, I'll just show myself, and then maybe they'll go on me and you can get a great RP, but everyone else on Faceless was elsewhere, like the Troll Warlord was in the bot lane, Storm Spirit was in the mid lane, no one else could follow up on an RP, and then Magnus was all alone with no resources.
Black will also looks like going to a Silver Edge. I mean, I mentioned why Silver Edge is an important item this game.
Yeah.
Bristleback now working towards a BKB. Is the Armel train online yet? Not really. Looks like he's gonna go into a Butterfly.
Butterfly? Really?
I mean, this is the right-click Venomancer build, right?
Yeah, but usually you get like a Maelstrom or something, or even like a Bloodthorn. Butterfly right off the bat is crazy.
Oh, he's a crazy man. He's also got a BKB.
Crazy man.
He's got a BKB.
He's a crazy man. Might need to use it. Ice is Shadow Bladed up. Venomancer shows himself right next to Bristleback. Nice RP.
Okay. With the BKB activation, he will activate it to break himself out of the storm. The Gale's gonna fly and they will miss jabs, get the kill. Man's still secondary.
Poison Nova on
Poison
4.
Nova. But I think he's still gonna be dead, right?
Yeah, he's dead.
This is how you die with the 10 second BKB. I guess Gabby now is gonna get focused by everybody. The bashes is going to be good on the backline. Rappy, though, is going to be going on Ice, but he will Shadow Play out. Rappy's going to get focused. Oh, the Shaker
still alive.
to the rescue. Boombacks, does he have
Aphotic Shield?
Yes, he does. Echo Slam's going to come through, and now
Detection.
They will get the kill here on the Troll Warlord. Now they see Nuts. They want his D, and they
Stop
will
blocking
get
him. Stop blocking the Bristle.
Shockwave is going to be there.
Oh my god.
That damage. On the right side, jabs.
Jabs.
But there is Fissure.
Cancelled.
Cancel a TP. Enchant Totem. Wait, oh, he dies. Rappy might be in trouble as well.
No, Aphotic Shield.
He's gonna be fine. Gabby's gonna clean up here.
Oh, and he denied himself with the miscoil.
Big Jabe, but
now it's up to Ice. I don't know if he can do this.
Alright, he thinks he can, so. Yo, who won that fight?
Oh my god. I'm pretty sure Clutch Gamers won the fight.
Yeah,
it's 4v4. But Bristleback did not die. Bristleback got 4,000 experience out of that fight. But curiously enough, Venomancer dealt 5,000 damage despite being one of the first heroes to die. Because
definitely not curious, right? He pressed one button and
exactly. Yeah. So I'm definitely giving the edge to Clutch Gamers there. Gabby has now hit level 20 off of that, takes a minus 40-second respawn time talent, which is a little bit surprising, seeing as how he's the only damage dealer on his team, and hell, we see how much damage his right clicks are doing, but regardless, they're playing it safe, and I mean, he has no trouble killing people. He just needs to cast spells. He doesn't need to even right-click.
I actually think this is a great choice, because I don't think Clutch Gamer could ever take a fight without Gabby, like, right?
XY.
Well,
he's gonna get chain stunned.
Hated. Oh, look at this right click.
Jeez, the Solar Crest.
Yeah, he doesn't need attack speed, I don't think.
No, he doesn't. Oh, and Rubik steals Skewer, gets out.
Alright. Did Rubik get skewered?
No, he got glimpsed. Which glimpse would be a great steal if he can manage to find it, but Nuts has been doing a good job protecting it. Yeah, what was initially a, like, nearly 8,000 net worth advantage on the side of Faceless has quietly shrunk down to just a little bit above 3k, and now Roche is up. Dire Team confirms it with their dominated creep by Ice, and I don't know if Clutch Gamers know yet, but they can just dump a Plague Ward in there if they want to find out.
So you know, judging how that teamfight went on the bottom, where the tier 1 tower, where they started with a 2-man RP, do you feel like maybe when the Tro is not in the fight, Faceless just really lacks damage? Because that was a very clean initiation, and the fight, I think, went on way too long.
Yeah, I definitely think it's an issue. Troll getting stunned, Enchant does not connect, though. I don't think they could have killed him anyway. He has BKB TP. But still, forcing out a 9-second BKB, or 8-second BKB would be nice. Yeah, it's, I felt that all of Faceless were in the vicinity, but even Storm Spirit's follow-up seemed a little bit slow after that RP, so, I mean, the RP was great. It landed on the 2 cores that you needed, and thankfully Armel had picked up a very well-timed BKB right before that, because you'd think that Static Storm would give you more than enough setup to be able to finish off the Venomancer, but he BKB'd, he walked out, he got that Poison Nova off, and you saw how big of an influence it had on the fight, and so it's maybe possible that Faceless weren't expecting such a heavy retaliation from Clutch Gamers.
Yeah, like, even though that Venomancer ult didn't really kill a lot of people, it definitely forced them away from the fight. I think Ice just had to Shadow Blade and run. And then, of course, as the team fight went on, everyone got super low.
Yeah, and Gabby just didn't die. Which now Gabby is going for a BKB of his own, and so both of them are going to be very good at getting out of any follow-up Static Storm. And that last fight, also, you have to consider the fact that the RP was used and Abaddon was also not near the area. And so, even though Troll Warlord wasn't dealing damage, Abaddon wasn't there to mitigate any damage. And now Abaddon has completed an Aghanim Scepter on this Rappy borrowed time, and so that's gonna make even more damage reduction take place whenever an RP connects.
Yeah, normally you would think about Radiance as a follow-up item, and it synergizes so well with like the spikes and the Venomancer ult, but I think the game plan for Clutch Gamer...
Defense!
Yep, defense, man!
Defense!
There you go.
Oh man, Arcane Rune for Gabby. Well, Arcane Rune Bristleback is one of the best feelings.
It's lit.
21 mana cost on your Quill Spray, 2.1 second cooldown. He's actually just going to go into Roche.
RP, man. Oh, he blinks in and just stands there.
Yeah, wait, did he get like mini stun or something?
Lagged?
I don't know. The skewer's down now for 15 seconds. Ice has a BKB, but Roche is already down.
That was a brain DDoS attack.
Stupendous.
I mean, like, I see maybe that he thought that he didn't have a good RP, which he didn't have a good RP.
Right.
It would have just been on the Abaddon, or who was running in?
I think it was Rubik?
I think it was Rubik.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, but whatever the case, it definitely wasn't a good RP, but then, like, why go for the skewer? You saw Bristleback went in the pit.
He's on the hunt, he sees
Armel has
he
Force
sees the
Staff.
Bash. Bash is available, but hey, what Force?
It's all good, though, because in the meanwhile, Clutch Gamer's got a kill on Jab's Storm Spirit, who just hasn't really had that many Bloodstone charges. He's down to 6 now after that death.
But I think they can force out buyback from the Venomancer because they're right in front of the base.
It's Abaddon. Well, actually, this tier 3 is surprisingly low.
I think you might be
No, Bristle has an Asia, so he can just show up to the bot tier 3,
Gabby's
turn his
on the
back.
Back line. Ice,
oh my god. Oh my god!
That was 3 hits, boys. That was
3 hits. That's ridiculous.
Alright, they're not gonna get a buyback out.
No. How did Faceless widen their net worth graph after losing Roche?
I think
I mean, yeah, Armel
Gamer
is worth more than Jabs, but still.
I think Clutch Gamer grouped up for Roche, right? And Faceless just farm because they...
Oh, that's true.
And Black is still going off right now when it comes to farm.
Yeah, which is, I mean, definitely in part to having him power, but he's definitely keeping at a heavy pace, and he's going to be going for an MKB, which, again, like, I don't really know what the plan for this... Oh, okay, he didn't go for the Butterfly on the Venomancer. Yeah, I don't know. It didn't really make very much sense to me to go for that.
Yep.
At most, you go for, like, maybe, like, a Solar Crest or something, but... Yeah, he's gonna switch over to a Shadow Blade and turn it into a Silver Edge of his own, being able to break, I guess, just the damage reduction. RP solo onto Armel.
They're gonna burst him down. He will be dead. Oh, no, wait.
BKB, Shadow Blade.
BKB, he's out. And now the question is, how many can you catch? They know they got 2 BKB.
He's slowed.
They're not gonna
He's
chase.
so slow.
They're not gonna chase. We'll back it up. Alright. So essentially BKBs for BKBs. No one really coming ahead. You know what?
Yeah.
I don't think that they just should have gone on that.
Oh, troll. Wait, where was Gabby?
He's mid. I think the Asia should really be on Veno, right? Like Veno's just much
yeah. Well, I don't know why you're playing with your team now. You have this Aegis, now you know that RP is down, and it looks like that was the signal. Once RP is used, then Clutch Gamers feels confident grouping up as 5. Now, the question is, do you want to race? Because Troll Warlord is...
not there. Troll Warlord can battle
he's not there. He can. And it looks like Ice is in a position to push top tier 3. And he's chopping some wood up here.
Oh, they are gonna go for a race here. Bloom's back, getting Rappy away from that tower, and now the fight's gonna break out on the back line.
Albert on the troll.
Yep,
Echo Slam.
On the right side though, Flag popping the BKB, man fighting Gabby. Gabby has that Aegis, so he's not too worried. Venomancer's gonna pop the ult. The Shrine is gonna take a lot of that damage off, and now he's gonna turn and right click and turn to apply that poison sting. Jabs, expending a lot of his mana pool, going on Gabby. Gabby still has the Aegis. Troll dies on the back line to a Earthshaker.
Magnus is taking top racks.
Yep. Magnus is taking a Rax, but so is the rest of Clutch Gamer. Shaker on the backside will die. The Raxus is going down. The Plague Lords are now focusing on a big jump here coming from Storm Spirit. He wants Abaddon. Abaddon is going to get broken up. His passive ultimate not trigger. Still on cooldown. Gabby in trouble. Gabby's Aegis will trigger it. Maybe he can pick up the gem. The gem is right next to him. The Raxus has gone down to the Plague Lords here. Gabby perhaps will die to the 4-man con squad. Of the Faceless squad. And
Put your hood up.
He's dead.
Why didn't he use his hood?
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, he was dead regardless,
So,
but yeah.
Rax trade, but they force out buyback on, I believe, the Troll Warlord and the Storm? No, the Storm has it.
No, just the Troll. But, I mean, Radiant side had to use 2 buybacks as well. Now Armel might die as he's getting sieged by Jabs and he's gonna go down.
Okay,
so, definitely an advantage for Faceless. Recovery for Jabs with his Bloodstone charges. They get a gem off of Clutch Gamers as well, and they weren't able to protect their top ranks.
Black's not going mid.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. It would be nice to... Well, I mean, Bristleback's up in 10 seconds.
Yeah, but you force a buyback or 2. Okay, no buyback or...
I think Bristleback himself can defend it.
Okay. Well, I think the other reason he didn't want to go by himself. Like,
oh yeah, that's true also.
The team is necessary behind him. And I think they're just looking for a pick. This time they have RP. Keep that in mind. They made that base defense without RP. That's why
they have refresher RP.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
They see Gabby. They can break him if they RP him. RP.
You're back. The Fissure was a little bit late, and now it's going to be Gabby. They have to refresh RP. BKB is being activated. They toss him back out. Boom back.
Where's the
secondary
RP?
That's going to be RP stolen on the Rubik. Can Rubik make it work? No, Jabs isolating him, and they get the quick pick on him. Good steal, but cannot use it. Fissure's going to be there. Enchant Totem on the Storm. Storm is down. Venomancer does not have to.
Oh god, Ice is up here.
Ice is in the base. Ice, my man, what are you doing? Ice is gonna get caught out. Did he get lifted or did he just skewer in?
He skewered himself in.
The madman.
The absolute madman. Okay, so a relatively strong defense from Clutch Gamers. Actually, a very strong defense. They were basically consuming... Wait. Yeah. So they spend the death buyback of Rubik during, that death, and really well played by Rubik because I thought that Ice was very quick on that shockwave. Like, he didn't even try to aim the shockwave on the enemy. He went for the RP, immediately used the shockwave, but Rubik was just way too fast fly solo, and so he steals it. Immediately Jabs has to commit because they see RP got stolen. Jabs is like, well, I have to kill this Rubik, otherwise we're going to get screwed. So Jabs goes in like this, except that was just to kill a creep wave, and successfully killed the Rubik, but, you know, all that mana was spent not killing the Bristleback, who is still massive right now.
Well, and now they're going to apply the siege. Armel doing the right click, flops down wards as we go.
He's broken.
Oh my god, he is broken!
Yeah, he's broken.
Alright, okay, they have to shield him a little bit up, and now the ultimate is going to come through Rappy, tanking a lot of that damage because of the Agony Scepter. Armel, well, I think it's time to go back. I don't think they can actually sustain this push anymore. Sentries being dropped by the Gallon. And Clutch Gamer just needs to get the hell out.
Yeah, pretty solid. And now they're gonna check the pit. It's not gonna be up actually, so they're gonna have to start getting some wards around this area because the next Aegis is gonna be critical for both teams.
But that was a good opportunity for a Clutch that they couldn't really get the racks, right? There was no RPs, 2 of them. Now Faceless will come back with double RP available, so I think the next fight Faceless is gonna have the advantage. Well, in a minute.
In a minute. Gabby actually sells his hood and buys an AC instead. I mean, he was having slot issues at this stage, and, you know, many people say that you shouldn't get rid of your Solar Crest when it's the 6th slot item, and so, yeah, he goes for more physical resist as opposed to magical resist, which I can kind of understand. Storm Spirit, you know, he's gone for a Bloodthorn, and so it's almost equal physical damage with the magical damage of Overload and stuff like that. And the rest of his team will be able to benefit. Like this Rappy, you know, he with Curse of Avernus and you know nearly 200 damage, he can right-click towers pretty quickly. So yeah, I agree with the decision.
Yep. You know what? An item I really wish he would have gotten, but I don't know where he would fit into this build is Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah.
I feel like these battles are lasting so long that if you just press the Goo button once, like everybody's so damn slowed.
Yeah, and you just get free stacks even if no one's there.
Right. But, you know, I can't blame him because, like, I don't think I could say that you could replace any one of these items.
Yeah.
But I just wish, you know.
And surprisingly, he goes for the Quill stack damage talent. I would have thought that with his, you know, whole build being sustain, 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 you go for the health regen talent, but no, he actually goes for Quill spray. Yeah, I've been seeing more of it too, especially on these one-position bristlebacks, but
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the way that he built, like, 30 HP regen per second is crazy. Like, this is, like, it's not subject to the rules of health, I mean, heart, where you can't, you know, be taking enemy damage. You have 30 HP regen perpetually.
I think generally why that is because when your team, or sorry, when your bristleback's getting killed, it's because they killed your team. And then they 5v1 your bristleback, right?
That's true.
I think that's the only time.
Well, but then again, he's been getting broken. Like that one time that he got broken by Troll, and then immediately
the wouldn't help
up.
there either, right? When you're taking hundreds of damage.
I guess that's true, yeah.
So I think the game plan for him is just to survive and do as much damage as possible. Hopefully, before his team dies.
This is a great play by Clutch. They're gonna take out this top shrine.
RP,
oh, what an RP!
They got the refresh RP fly solo. He was thinking about the steal. They are playing a game of chicken. No RP being cast, no RP being stolen. They got the storm on top of fly solo. Fly solo will be dead. Gabby though, still looking pretty good right now with the BKB activation. The ultimate is down right now. BKB activated onto the Magnus on the back line here. Where's the
Ice has Blink RP if he needs it.
Okay, RP is going to come through for the second, and it is going to be the last person alive on Gabby.
Gabby won't die!
He is going to die relatively soon. Armel is going to be in a 1v4 situation, and he's got no chance.
Okay, but now the question is, does Black die to all these DOTs? Roche is down, Glimmer Cape. Okay, Glimmer Cape is going to save him.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's going to lifesteal off creeps. Ogre Magi also survives, so I was keeping my eyes on Ice the entire fight, so I don't really know how Clutch Gamers managed to lose so heavily. Because
I was watching the Rubik who was...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Rubik was trying to steal from Ice, so I didn't really see what happened in the other half of the fight. I don't know how Storm actually died. But,
Storm was dying because Venomancer was just bullying him the entire time. That was Venomancer's #1 target, but I would have thought that if Storm was bouncing around the fight, like having to deal with a Veno, then like Earthshaker and Abaddon would have been able to find something. Like, so Abaddon, he used the borrowed time immediately when the RP came out, but then he didn't put an aphotic shield on top of Bristleback, so Bristleback was still out of commission. Boomback's going in and going out. And he tried.
Aegis is down. Fly solo mix trying to make the play. He lives.
Oh my god, he steals it! And the cheese!
Armel's back. He's in the fight right now, but
he has Poison Nova in 10 seconds. He has a BKB.
In the fight as well. Black coming in back in, maybe looking to just assassinate some people. He doesn't want to fight anymore. Fly solo cannot blink because of the Thunder Strike on top of him. Force that forward is used. Black is still hanging around right now. Are they going to look to break him? No, they want the Venomancer instead. Venomancer dies within a second. No, he's invis. No, he walks back out. Gabby activating BKB.
Black versus Gabby.
He needs to turn around. No, he did not turn around. Just takes full damage on the front side. Everybody's dead. Okay, Abaddon's gonna do something, but not anything. So he's gonna
they might as well. They might as well hit him. He's already at full HP.
Oh, KB on the run.
I mean, he's dead.
I think Faceless have done it.
I would have thought that after Clutch Gamers manages to steal both the Aegis and the cheese, then you back out. Because Abaddon wasn't back in the fight, it was just the Venomancer who had to use the BKB preemptively. He didn't have the BKB once they started moving up the stairs, and Jabs recognized that. As soon as BKB timed out for the Venomancer, they went in.
Shaker's got the slam, so the question is, can he actually get it off? I don't think so. I think if you're Faceless, you go for the Raxus. Yeah, it's an ultimate safe play. You're ahead.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah, he's trying to get their attention onto him. BKB gets activated. Is there any RP yet? There is one, and one more in 20 seconds. Boombax is back. Oh, Blink Dagger is cancelled! Ooh, and there's no good RP anymore.
Oh, Jab's going in.
Yep, he wants to get fly solo, making sure that no spells are going to get stolen or cast. Now he
Jab's
wants to
still
go
going.
back. The Raxes are all gone, and it's Mega Creeps already. Boomback still looking for that RP. And I think Clutch Gamer perhaps has fallen.
Oh, Ice RP.
RP, number
Break
one.
him.
Number
Oh,
two,
no.
Echo Slam, pretty good here. No mana for the second RP. No, he does have it. Just kidding here. Now, Gabby is one
He's just
versus the world. I'm not sure what he can. Shaker buys back. But again, Mega Creeps has already gotten, so
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I know these guys are clutch gamers, but the fact that they committed after that Roche fight pretty much put the nail in the coffin. Oh, they're pinging mid. They want to go for the death push. They want to go for the death push with no heroes being dead on the enemy side.
I mean, this is literally the worst team to death push, because you got Venomancer Wards to push. Like, what?
Yo, but the 6th item blade mail. What did Bristleback just drop for this blade mail?
Vanguard?
Invisibility.
Yeah, he dropped Vanguard.
Yeah, I guess it was the Vanguard. All right. Well, that's the play.
Blade mail really the play? I don't know.
It's always the play. It's always the play when you're down against Mega Creeps.
I mean, here's the thing. They still have ARP. They got this troll, which has been really putting the whole team on the shoulder.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Both teams have all of their ultimates except Stag's Phone, which is now up.
Rappy needs to do his...
Echo Slam is down.
Yeah, Rappy needs to do his debuffing thing, and Rubik needs to steal RP. Like, those are the two things that have to happen.
True. Holy moly, Black slicing Gabby up.
Yep. It's back here.
Oh.
Gabby activating BKB. Gabby needs to be very careful. A lot of times when he's getting hit, he's facing the Troll Warlord.
Yeah, I mean, you can't move forward. You can't moonwalk as Bristleback though. You need to move forward eventually. And
Ice is messing with people right now, and the base in trouble. I think they have to back up.
It doesn't matter.
Gas moving in right now. Echo Slam, I believe, was completely airball. They isolated the Rubik again, so no stolen RP. And now the RP comes through. Everyone's being focused. Gabby's the only one alive. He will also go down. Big Game's gonna get called. And Ice, the rest of Faceless, have definitely outplayed Clutch Gamer this game.
They had the net worth advantage the entire time, so it's not like Clutch Gamers ever really had a strong shot. The fact that it looked like the game was even at some points is just a testament to how good Clutch Gamers are as a team, being able to stick together and being able to take objectives. I mean, Faceless made a few mistakes here and there. Troll Warlord randomly dying with his 10-second BKB. I'm sure there was a good justification for it, but still, it shouldn't have happened. And Magnus getting baited in by his Disruptor, those were all mistakes that didn't need to happen. And like we said, Faceless is a team that is